Guys, welcome to Sippin Spillin with Syd from 3 Mississippi. Bunko's down here next to me, of course, taking his afternoon nap. Man, we had a beautiful day here today. It was a little cloudy in the morning, but then it was warm all day and sunny, and I know we've got a couple of storms rolling through the rest of this week. I think for the foreseeable future, it's kind of rainy, but that's okay. And we got Old Blue up front. I'm not sure why he moved. That's not its name, but he still hasn't told me what he's named this thing yet. The blue tractor, the Ford. He moved it up front because we were kind of playing musical stuff this weekend, moving things around. He moved a bunch of dirt, was working on the garden. That video will be coming out on Friday on 3 Mississippi. So we did a lot of, they tilled up the ground, they moved a lot of compost from the big compost pile, and started on making the garden really like a thing. And I think he said it was 100 feet by, I don't remember by the length. And then they worked on the chicken coop. They got some done on that. Not as much as I was hoping for, but they made progress. And he said he's almost to the point where I can start painting, but not yet. He's hoping that by this weekend, he'll have it to the point where I can start painting it. So we'll see. There's a bumblebee. I hear it. Yeah. So there's been a bunch of bumblebees out, and Skylar, our shepherd mix, our Aussie shepherd, she loves what we call sky raisins. She loves to catch houseflies. She loves to try to catch them outside. And she has decided that bumblebees and wasps are snacktastic. And so she has, now that they're out the last few days with the weather being nice, when you go outside with her, she's she hears one and she goes after it and she's trying to catch it. And I'm like, that is going to be a spicy sky raisin. I don't feel like you should go after that. So I'm just hoping that she doesn't actually catch one. She's usually really good at catching regular sky raisins. So I'm hopeful that she doesn't learn the hard way that these spicy sky raisins will give her indigestion, I feel like. So I think we have to be a little careful of that with her, because she's a weird one, that dog, but she's good. And and we got news with the chicken coop too. I think I'm hoping Thursday, we're going to go pick up the linoleum and the things that we need to lay the linoleum in the chicken coop for the flooring on top of the plywood that's down, to kind of make it a lot easier to clean. A lot of people go that route. I know there's 100 different ways you can go when it comes to the flooring in your coop. There's a lot of different techniques. I've tried several of them previously. I think this one is going to work the best for us. Hopefully we're going to see what happens, but I'm hopeful that it will work well and be easier to kind of keep clean and muck out, as it were. And we also, people reach out to us all the time, or companies, I should say, reach out to us all the time. And some of them are, things that have nothing to do with us on our channel that they want us to test or try or whatever. And every YouTube channel gets those emails, and some of them are really cool and legit. We've done the Blue Eddy, and we've done, blanking on every other cool one that we've done right now, but we've done some cool ones over the years, and little things too, like grub terra and stuff for the chickens, which I really love, and that kind of thing. But this was really neat. And it's just in time. They reached out to us about an automatic coop door opener closer. Knock it off. He's too much. Which I'm really excited about, because I really like the idea of being able to program it and get out there and close it, or the fact that it's a very secure door. In the past, we had a door that we would manually do, and it was a little bit flimsier. They're not the up and down kind of door, the slide door, and it was just always like, I don't know. They're just kind of a pain, I guess. But this is like one of those nice automatic ones. And Bunk was trying to climb on the table there, and I'm just like, don't knock over my camera. So I'm really excited that they kind of reached out when they did, because it's sort of perfect timing. We're getting to that point where we're ready to put that kind of thing in here soon. And so having that, I'm curious to see how well I like it, how well it works, and see how well the few birds that I have right now will adjust to that. And I haven't really read much on it on as far as like the specs go, but Mike did. And I was just excited when I got the email, and I was like, look at this, I think we need to do this. So anyway, it's gonna be a cool thing. We'll be showing you that when we get to that part on the coop build on 3 Mississippi. But yeah, Mike got a lot of planting done. If you watched yesterday's Sippin and Spillin, Monday's Sipping and Spilling, I should say. He got a lot of potting done for his peppers, which was good. You know, he's working hard on trying to get some of that stuff done. They took off right now actually to go fishing a little bit before it gets dark, because they were going to try to go on Sunday. They were going to try to go, and they didn't get a chance to, because life happened and she had youth group, and it's just one of those things. So he wanted to go ahead and take her today. So they're going to go fishing up at our neighbor's place right now. And she's excited because next week, because she has spring break, she's like, I can go a bunch, you know, it'll be real easy because I'll be home. So I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. So, and then she's turning 13 next week. I can't even believe that. She's going to be 13. Blows my mind that she's going to be 13. So she's just this whole little person now, which she's been, you know, she kind of did that shift from little girl to young adult in a lot of ways. And some of that's because, you know, she's an only child, and as only children, they tend to be a little bit more mature emotionally, mentally, a lot of times, just because they end up hanging out with adults so much at a young age. They just tend to be more aware of things around them, I guess, and able to like articulate stuff. And she's 100% has always been that kid that other kids go to for help, or that is there for other people. She's very empathetic, and she's a good kid. She's always been a good kid. She's always been a good student. And you guys have seen in videos, she's a hard worker. She can run that tractor. She can mix concrete. She can hammer a nail. She runs a lot of that equipment better than some grown men I've met. But it's still hard for me to wrap my brain around the fact that she's going to be officially a teenager. Her birthday's on St. Patrick's Day, so she's my little leprechaun. And I can't believe she's gonna be 13. Nutty. Oh, and she's still at that age where she still wants to talk to me about stuff. And I hope that never changes, but you never know with the ups and downs of teenage years. You know, she still likes to confide in me with stuff. But then I know sometimes she gets frustrated because she says we don't spend enough time together. You know, I could spend literally like a full solid week. And those of you that have kids, you know what I'm talking about right now. You can spend a full solid week with your kid, like doing all the things together, like bonding time, whatever it is that they wanted, whether it was like getting, you know, if it's a girly vibe and going to do something like girly together, like shopping or getting their hair done or whatever, or if it's just watching movies, or if it's doing something like, I don't know, going ice skating or something like that. You can do all those things, and they'll still look at you at the end of the week sometimes and be like, you never spend time with me. And you're like, but we just did. Like, sometimes it's just never enough. And then other times it's like, Mom, I don't want to hang out with you. Like, I want to go be with my friends. And it's like, oh, okay. You know, and I get it. Like, that's just that age. It's fun. It's just a growing pain that I have to get used to, I guess. But, with just having the one, I guess I'm just super hyper focused sometimes on what point she's at in her life and where our relationship is at, because you know, you blink and they're 13, you blink and they're grown up, and I don't want to miss anything because she's my only. So I think I sometimes I try not to, but I think I sometimes hyper focus on her. And then I know sometimes she gets frustrated because she's expressed to me, like, if we're doing something and I'm filming it and she's like, I don't want to film it today. I don't want to film. And I'm like, okay, well, I have to film this because I have a schedule I have to keep. And then, like, give me like 10 minutes of filming and then you get the next however many hours. But I gotta do this. So, and she understands that, but sometimes I know it's probably still just hard for her to want to deal with, I guess. Because I know it. There's days that I'm like, I don't want to film today, but I have to film today. And that's just like when you wake up and you're like, I don't want to go to work today, but I have to go to work today. It's the same thing. You know, I don't want to scrub the toilets today, but I have to scrub the toilets today. Like, there's always stuff like that in your life that you have to do even when you're not necessarily in the mood to do it. And it could be something you enjoy doing even. But sometimes it's just, so sometimes she gets a little like, I don't want to film right now. So I get it. She's just, you know, but she's such a good kid and we're so blessed to have her. Even though we're only blessed with one, we're very blessed that she's the one that we got. She's a very good kid. And I love that she's enjoying all of the things that this place has to offer. She was kind of comparing some stuff between, you know, our old home and our new home, her old school and her new school. And some of the comparisons, I was like, wow, if you had just like done a double blind study and told me like some of the stuff that was happening at school and in both places, but didn't tell me which place it was from and then asked me to guess, I would have guessed that the stories from Mississippi were actually from California. So some of that I'm like, wow, but I guess she was in California. She was in a very sheltered school in some ways. And so I guess this is a little more like realistic. So plus she's in junior high versus elementary school. So there's bound to be some more eye-opening moments, I suppose, in life. But she's doing well, and it's a good school, and the principals are very involved and everything. So it's just a different, you know, as she kind of equated it to like, you know, the kids that go to church because their parents make them versus like the kids that like go to church because that's what they believe and that's what they want to do. And the difference in the behavior of the two at school and who's causing the trouble. So I was like, okay, at least she recognizes it and she knows. But we had good talks today. She had a lot to say today about life and what was going on in her life. And some days you ask her, how was school? Anything interesting happen? And you get crickets. And other days it's like just a complete, like, everything that's happened in the last week she decides to tell you. And you're like, oh, okay, we're having a download session now. So, you know, you take the break and you stop editing the video you're editing and you give her your full attention for like an hour and you just sit there and listen. And I thought we had it was a good like mother-daughter moment, which I think I kind of needed more than she did, because she has been probably spending a lot more time with Mike lately than with me, which is a complete flip from really any point in the rest of her life. Usually she's with me a lot more, you know, doing stuff or helping with stuff. And she still has her household chores, you know, empty the dishwasher, do the kitty litter, that kind of stuff. But then she's working with her dad on construction. And so then he rewards her with going fishing and doing things like that. So she and I haven't had some of those moments because they're having those moments, which is, you can hear them in the Polaris right now, heading over to the other pond. But yeah, I feel like I think I kind of needed it a little bit more than she did, because, you know, it's hard when you let your kids grow up. There they go, driving away. When your kids are growing up, it's kind of hard sometimes to, I don't know, I guess sometimes you go through periods where maybe you don't feel as connected. And I love that her and Mike have the gardening that they do together and the construction that they're doing together. And when we have animals, she and I do a lot of that together. She helps me with some of that stuff. Not as much. I think Mike probably pulls her into the construction stuff more than I pull her into the animal stuff. Just because the times of days that I'm generally doing the heavy lifting with the animals is usually when she's not around. You know, in the morning she's already gone for school and I'm, you know, mucking stalls and collecting eggs and doing, you know, whatever. And the same thing in the evening a lot of times is she's at a function or she's got her, you know, dance class or horseback riding or whatever, and it's been in the past, and I'm doing the evening chores, you know. So she doesn't usually get as much hands-on stuff, I guess. And with this going to be obviously a much larger operation, she will be able to be a lot more hands-on with me, with the animals, because, you know, once the structures are built, there isn't going to be that need for her to work on that, and she'll be able to kind of do more with the animals, which I know she really enjoys. I know that she does love working with the animals and being involved in the animals, and she's learned a lot about them. I've taught her a lot about them over the years, and she does enjoy that. So, but I do like that she's having these, you know, these bonding times with her dad, and you guys have all gotten to witness it with the hunting and the fishing and the construction work. You know, they have a lot of time, just the two of them lately, and I'm glad to see that, you know, Mike is making the time for that with her, and that she is not only open to it, but enjoys it as well. But it is kind of funny to me that, you know, she's, you know, she's her own little person now. She's always been her own little person, but I don't know. I guess just when they grow up, sometimes you think when you think they're going to zig, they zag, and she's a good kid though. And I've prattled on way too long about her, but it was just one of those kind of good mom talks today. And like, sometimes you just need that, I think. And I sort of needed that with her, and with sort of me feeling a little bit stagnant right now, with my participation level being a little bit halted because they're not ready for me to paint yet. Mike wanted me to wait to even paint this because he wanted to, like, I don't know, he wanted to do something construction wise to this first before I painted it blue. But I'm like, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and paint it blue because I could do this whole thing for $50 and it'll be blue and we won't have bugs. So I think I still might do that. But anyway, as far as the coop goes and stuff, you know, he wanted me to hold off, and I get that, you know. But there's things that, like, project wise, I've done all the projects that we're ready to do now in the house. Those are all done. There's nothing else in the house project wise that I can do. So short of like regular maintenance in the house of cleaning and keeping things running, you know, I can't rip up the carpet in the stairs yet. There's things like that we're just not ready for that next stage yet. So, and with not having a lot of animals to take care of, I'm just sort of like, well, this is where I'm at right now. Like, I guess I just don't feel like I'm participating as much. So like I've said before, I feel a little lost without my animals because that's my thing. So I do feel a little like, I don't know what to do with myself sometimes. I mean, I always have a lot to do. It's just not always the things that I want to do or the things that I enjoy as much. Like scrubbing toilets doesn't give me the thrill that it might give some people, but it's one of those things that has to get done. So, but you know, it is what it is. I'll have my animals soon. I mean, spring, we are on the verge of spring, and I will be getting sheep. I will be getting my birds coming in. And I'll start to feel like, okay, I'm getting back in the groove of things again, you know, and Frankie will be getting a horse before too much longer, which I'm totally going to be involved in and helping with, and probably loving on a lot when she's not here. I know I have to let her bond with it, but I might steal her horse. Hopefully she doesn't see this. But yeah, I am excited about that, and you know, kind of getting, I miss walking outside and hearing all the noises. you know, I love the wildlife noises, don't get me wrong, the birds and this and that and the crickets and the chirping and I love it. But I miss my livestock sounds. So I guess you could say I'm homesick for that. People keep asking me like, oh, do you miss California? Do you miss California? Do you miss California? How do you like Mississippi? You know, and it's like, I love Mississippi. And I guess I wasn't really until just this moment, I wasn't really putting it together, but I think that's what I'm homesick for is I miss having my farm running. I miss having everything in place that I could have all these things. And so having to kind of start over in that sense is a little bit trying for me. Especially because we've talked about this before. Mike likes to plan, think about it, weigh the pros and cons, debate it. And I'm like, that's a good plan. Let's do that. Like now. So, and there's just a difference in how we do things. It's not that I don't think about things seriously and carefully. I don't allow myself to, I don't know. I guess I just like to keep things, like keep the ball rolling, I guess. And Mike is more of a like, well, now let's think about this for a minute. And I'm like, we thought about it for a long time. So, you know, yeah. I mean, it's kind of surprising that I got him to agree to move as quickly as we did, because, you know, if we're going by past track record on anything else, it would have taken an eternity. So I don't know. Some things are just in the cards, I guess. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed my spilling my guts session today. I am looking forward to getting that chicken coop door, though, let me tell you. And that linoleum this week. I'm excited about it. Hopefully I can find some good stuff on clearance. We'll see. I love a good sale. So anyway, guys, until tomorrow, I hope you have an amazing week so far. I hope you're excited about the rest of your week. I hope you are just enthused about life and doing things and getting out there and smelling the dirt and hugging the animals and listening to the birds. I hope you're as excited about it as I am. And until next time, safety's off. We'll see you later.